How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Cherokee Ronnie, and today we're going to be talking about some Jeep XJ mods that you need to leave in 2023. Now, I know we're going to add a little fuel to the fire, but that is a risk I'm willing to take. So let's go ahead and get right into the video. Now, don't get me wrong, I've done some crazy stuff with Jeeps, and I've probably ruined a couple XJs myself and done some questionable things, with my Jeep. But these products I've had experience with myself. Honestly, they are totally worthless. I don't see the point in having them. It's just kind of a waste of money because you're going to be upgrading later. Is the pocket style fender flares. Bushwhacker makes these. All kinds of company makes these, or Rivet style. Just depends on what company makes them. For one, I think they make the Jeep look super weird unless you're running a huge offset. It just makes the Jeep look too bubbly. Now, if this is a daily driver and you're driving it from work and you have laws in your state and you're just trying to make your Jeep look good, I don't feel so bad for you. But if you're trying to use this Jeep, to go off-road and go through tight trails, you're going to rip these off as soon as you get there. Ask me how I know. They're not very durable, especially when they are cold. So keep that in mind when you buy these. They are for looks. They do help, with the wheels sticking out, and it keeps stuff from hitting the side of your vehicle, and it keeps stuff from flying back and hitting another vehicle, but that's the only purpose these serve. We're going to be talking about puck spacers. Now, if you go back on my channel, you see me using these a lot to get the lift that I need with springs, and over the years I have evolved with building Jeeps and the ride quality. Now, these are great if you're just trying to get your Jeep 2 inches off the ground, a cheap lift to go from work to the grocery store, but to actually build an off-road rig that needs to flex, I do not recommend these. Now, in the last build, we did use these to get the height, but I ended up getting a correct spring for it, and it flexed way better. Now, these are a great, cheap option to get your Jeep lifted, but it is 2024, and honestly, there's a bunch of lift companies out there that sell budget lifts, so there's really no excuse to really cheap out on a lift anymore when you can get a pretty decent quality lift for a little bit more, and it's a little bit more safer, and you actually get performance instead of looks. We're talking about front bumpers. Now, I am all about making a front bumper work. I don't really go for looks, okay? Looks are just an added bonus. So when we go for the front bumper, I don't understand why people waste their time with putting a Jeep XJ aftermarket bumper on their Jeep with no winch mount. Now, I get it. You want a little bit more protection bumping into things. But honestly, in 2024, everybody has a winch on the front of their Jeep. And most places actually require you to have a winch on the front of your Jeep. Now, I get it. You can get the ones with the hitch inserts. And really, that's a pain. You're going to hold people up on the trail. I would go ahead and leave that to, good-looking bumper that really serves no purpose. But for armor in 2023, they sell budget winch bumpers that are actually pretty nice on eBay right now for a decent price. So I would go get those before I'd get a high-priced, sleek-looking bumper just for armor. Make sure you have one that has a winch mount on it. Fake bead locks. Now, I'm going to tell you why I hate these, because for one, they are fake. When it comes to bead locks, if they're going to be bead locks, they need to be bead locks. But I get it. You want the looks. You really can't run beadlocks on the road and all this jazz. But the problem with these wheels are once you get mud packed in those fake beadlocks and you take off down the road, it will cause a shimmy in your Jeep that you can't even control, right? And they're just for looks. They hold a lot of water and they will rot out, and they'll cause you more problems than anything on the market right now. You can get some pretty good looking wheels that simulate a beadlock, but these are like 2005 wheels. Everybody had these on their builds and stuff. So I do recommend leaving this mod in 2023 because, for one, it is fake, and two, it's going to cause you problems down the road. Let's talk about the angry eyes for the XJ. Now, you can buy grills, you can get light covers, you can get all kinds of stuff, but this is a mod that I do not like. I never liked the angry look. My Wrangler had those, and it took me a whole day just getting the adhesive off the angry eyes to get them off, right? So I hate the angry eye look. It doesn't look cool. I think it just makes it look dumb. I think that's a mod that needs to stay in the past. Was it cool at the time? Absolutely, for the Wranglers and the Cherokees and even the Liberties and all the other Jeeps. Yeah, it was cool for car shows, but it serves really no purpose. I know the Wranglers had a lot of overheating issues, and so did the Cherokees when you change the grill out, because it causes a different air, the air to hit the radiator different, and it makes your vehicle really overheat. So that mod needs to stay in 2023 because it doesn't serve any kind of purpose. But let's go ahead and talk about the over the windshield light bar mount. Now, I'm all about having good lighting on my Jeep, and over the years, I've been into the LED game and wanted light bars and had tons of them on my Jeeps, and slowly I did grow out of that and got stuff that actually worked. Didn't need my rig to look like a spaceship in the woods, and so nobody could see when they're in front of me, right? But one particular mount that I do not like, and I think it needs to stay in 2023, is goes over your windshield at the top on the Cherokee. So it causes a lot of glare at nighttime when you have that on your hood and everything. So I always painted my hood black, and that usually helped a good bit. Now, does it give off a lot of light? It absolutely does, but when you're on a dusty trail, in the woods it's dusty or it's foggy, this light seems to make it a little bit worse. Now, you can correct that issue with different lights and different colors and stuff like that. My number one issue with this mod is actually where it mounts. Now, it's a cool idea. It looks cool. People got like covers they put on them. They change colors. But the first time you go into the woods in a tight trail, you're going to rip that thing off. You're either going to break the light bar or you're going to break the mount on the Cherokee where it bolts, and you're going to rip holes in it, and then you're going to have rust problem. You're going to get rain down in there. It's all going to fill up with water. And this is all from experience, right? So always wanted my Jeep to be functional, even though I daily drove my Jeep, because you never know when I have to go off road or help recover somebody in the wintertime. And that's why I made this video. I'm not bashing on none of your guys' Jeeps. If you guys have show Jeeps and you guys drive your Jeep on the road, there's nothing wrong with these mods. But the biggest problem I have is when you go off road with them, they will let you down. So over the years, I've built Jeeps on budgets and stuff like that. But honestly, we're getting to a point in the off-road community and like businesses, they're starting to build some actually high quality stuff for budget prices. So it's kind of pushing that, can I build a Jeep for this cheap when you can buy the stuff now that's already put together? And that's great because maybe those companies watch people that were lower class and they seen us putting stuff together, and now they just make a whole lift kit, right? So it's cool to see companies coming out with lift kits and body armor and stuff like that. That's budget friendly, and you can build a pretty nice XJ nowadays. But these are the mods I would definitely stay away from. So I'm Cherokee Ronnie. Stay dirty, my friends.